All right. Swiatek 4-2. What's going on, people? Welcome to the doubleheader with Draper and Swiatek. Draper taking on Cilic. Interesting match. Former finalist versus a future finalist. And we got Swiatek, who's taking on McNally. She's down a break. So she's up a break already. So let's see what Swiatek can do in this one. Love 15. Swiatek serves the front of McNally. Return goes the front of Swiatek. McNally puts up a lob. And then Swiatek puts a... Oh, no, she missed the forehand. Love 30. Love 30. That was a bad miss. Love 30. Love 30. As we just serve now for Swiatek to the slice of McNally. Return goes to the back of Swiatek as McNally wins the point. Swiatek overhits it. All right. Love 40. McNally to get back on serve. As Swiatek serves. Into the front of McNally. Return goes to the front of Swiatek. Who puts it away. One saved. 15-40. By the way, Krejcikova won the first set, but is losing the second. As the return goes to front of Swiatek. She hits another winner, and it's 30-40. 30-40. McNally not convinced that was in. That was in. 30-40. All right. Still break point for McNally. Swiatek serves again. Into the backhand of McNally. Swiatek forehand. McNally gets it back. Swiatek with a slice. Winner. We get the deuce. We get to deuce. Swiatek serves again. McNally returns into the front of Swiatek. McNally forehand. Again, the front of Swiatek is McNally down the line. Swiatek backhand cross. There's a bit of drop shot from McNally, and then the lovely volley winner. Advantage McNally. Advantage McNally. To get back the break. Serve to the front of McNally. Return goes out. We get the deuce. What's my prediction for Draper? I think Draper wins in straights. Cilic might be able to push him, but I doubt Cilic is going to turn back the clock 10 years and make Draper sweat. I would be shocked if Draper played a 5-setter. Hey, thank you, Fly with CG, for the 30 months. 30 months. As that forehand on the stretch from McNally goes back, and Swiatek open court is out. Wow, Swiatek missing the easy one. Advantage McNally to get back on serve. Swiatek is making some bad mistakes in this game. As we get a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the front of McNally. Swiatek pass. McNally with a volley winner. Nice aggression from McNally with a kind of like a saber. Okay. Swiatek gives the break back, but that was a sloppy game from her, for sure. McNally back on serve. That was a great attack. Oh, puppy. Modern top spinners rarely win Wimbledon. Mats Wilander has never won one. Modern top spinners rarely win Wimbledon. What would you call Djokovic and Alcaraz? I mean, what do you mean? Djokovic, Alcaraz, Nadal? Murray? What do you mean? Also, Mats Wilander played when it was a serve volley court. They changed the court surface in 2001, 2002, and that's when it changed the game. So I don't know where you're getting your information from, but if you mean on the women's side, yeah, I mean that you can make a better argument there. But on the men's side, I mean pretty much every champion on the men's side in the last, at least the last 10 years, has been a modern top spinner, and they've won. Hasn't been since Goran in 01, since like a big server has won Wimbledon. All right, backhand drop shot into the forehand of Swiatek. McNally volley goes wide. And it is love 15. Cam, what factors weigh in the match? What weigh in the most when you select what match to watch and comment on? I don't know. Schedule. Forehand rally. As we're just slicing the net from McNally, and it's 15 all. Oh, sorry, love 30. So basically, I have my the go-to players that we watch all the time, right? So there's a list of players that we watch every time. And then there's a list of players that we sometimes watch, depending on the schedule. And then there's matches that, there's everything else, right? So, we watch, there's players we have to watch. Then there's players like Draper is starting to become a must-watch instead of becoming a sort of like more of as Zverev Medvedev, where we kind of watch sometimes. But again, it depends. And then sometimes there's nothing else to do, so we watch players because there's nothing else to watch. So if there's, let's say the center court starts at 1 o'clock and there's a match on at 11 a.m., we'll watch something before center court if there's something on, like maybe Dasher plays, or maybe there's an interesting, young player playing, maybe someone like a Jovic or an Eala or something's playing early. We can, yeah. So, that's basically it. It comes down to the schedule. You know, we miss a lot of matches because the schedule kind of sucks at times, but yeah. But there's like players we have to watch. And then there's players, then it kind of goes from there. And if your player isn't the one that we want to watch, you know, we'll hopefully watch them if they keep winning. Because eventually we watch everybody from the quarterfinals onwards. So, you know, once we get to the quarterfinals, if your player's there, we're watching them. So, all right, 40-30 McNally to level this first set. Why are you doing Draper dirty with the thumbnail? Why are you crying? Swiatek gets it out 4-0. I think the last time we watched Cilic was Roland Garros 2022. No, we've definitely watched him since then. All right, 4-4. Four games all. Swiatek serves. She was up 4-1, Swiatek. She was kicking everyone's ass. And now we're here. She was dominating. All right. Love 15. All right, love 15. As McNally gets a love 30, a chance to take the break and lead here. All right. As Swiatek hits it wide, love 40. This is getting ugly. Love 40. To take the lead, McNally. Love 40. Swiatek serves. Into the forehand, McNally. Return goes out. All right. 15-40. One saved. Swiatek serves again. And the return goes into the back of Swiatek, who hits it down the line for a winner. 30-40. We're just waiting Draper to come out on court against Cilic. All right, 30-40. Swiatek still down a break point. Serve is too good. She gets the deuce. We get the deuce. Cilic might win today. Don't say that. Nice serving from Swiatek, and it's advantage Swiatek to take back the lead. By the way, Tommy Paul just started. He broke. There's a serve to the backhand of McNally. Return goes into the backhand of Swiatek. McNally pass. Swiatek volley. McNally pass. Too good. Back to deuce. All right. Deuce. As we get a let from Swiatek. Serve to the forehand of McNally. Forehand from Swiatek. Into the forehand of McNally. Swiatek backhand. Into the slice of McNally. Again, the back of Swiatek. McNally slice again. Into the forehand of Swiatek is McNally again. Forehand into the forehand of Swiatek. McNally goes down the line, but hits it long, and it's advantage Swiatek. The remaining... what? Chad, you got to write smaller sentences. If you write big chunks of text, I'm not going to read it. You got to keep it short so I can see it and read it. I'll get halfway through a sentence and I'll just lose interest. Swiatek holds 5-4. McNally will serve to stay in the set. Five to 4. Crazy how McNally came back? Yeah, kind of. All right, McNally will serve to stay in the set now. Draper and Cilic about to hit the court so we can get their match underway. Read this short text. That's better. I feel like Draper is going to play with an edge, giving his side of the bracket is cleared up. Yeah. All right. All right, here we go. McNally serving to stay in the set now. By the way, McNally just kind of laughing at Swiatek doing shadow swings. She's like, oh yeah, funny. That's a good one. Good, yeah, good shot. She's just having a little bit of a like smirk to her. All right, 5-4. Swiatek is... Oh, Swiatek hit the tape and it went over. Love 15. Love 15. Love 15. As it a serve. Into the back of Swiatek. Return goes wide. 15-all. $15-all. There's a return. Goes in the backhand of McNally. Swiatek forehand to the forehand of McNally. Again, the forehand of Swiatek, and McNally gets the point, though. Swiatek hits it long. And it's 30-15. McNally's from my city, Cincinnati. Hey, nice. There's McNally in the net, 30-all. 30-all. All is McNally serves again. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Return goes to the forehand of McNally. Swiatek backhand into the backhand of McNally. Into the forehand of Swiatek as McNally gets the point. Swiatek overhits it again. 40-30. 40-30. As the return goes to the net, and it's 5-0. Five. Draper's about to come out on court. Taking on Marin Cilic. Now, on paper, this is an interesting match, but hopefully for Cilic, he puts on a show so that we can really get excited by this matchup. All right, 5-5. Swiatek serves. Into the back of McNally. Forehand, Swiatek goes wide. And it's love 15. Love 15. There's a default second serve. Second serve as a return goes in the forehand of McNally. Swiatek goes short. McNally comes into the net. Up goes a lob. But McNally puts it away. Just love 30. Love 30. Love 30. All right, 15-30. Swiatek surviving. All right, Draper and Cilic walking out on court. Here we go. All right, 15-30 as Swiatek tries to take the lead again. 15-30. As the return goes into the backhand of Swiatek. Backhand now from McNally, sliced. Into the forehand of Swiatek as McNally forehand to the forehand again of Swiatek. To the backhand of McNally on the stretch. Swiatek backhand again. The backhand slice of McNally. Swiatek forehand to the forehand of McNally. Into the forehand of Swiatek on the stretch again. McNally Down the middle is Swiatek backhand inside out. McNally slices it back. Swiatek forehand again at the front of McNally. And Swiatek forehand goes wide. As she attempts it down the line. Change of direction. 15-40. McNally to get the break and lead. All right. 15-40. Swiatek serves a fault. Second serve. Serving to the body of McNally, but she hits it out. And it's 30-40. 30-40. I'll tell you this, chat. Draper seems a little edgier today. Probably because he's playing a former finalist, but Draper's looking a little more. I don't know if it's a little more nervous or if it's a little more intense. Like he looks a little edgy at the moment. Again, maybe it's because he's playing against Marin Cilic, who's somebody. He's got a former finalist, Grand Slam champion, very capable on grass. That goes out by Swiatek. McNally gets the break. 6-5 McNally. She's going to serve the set. Okay. All right. Okay. McNally will serve the first set. Cilic is going to serve first in this one. Okay, McNally serving to take us to take the first set. As she wins the first point with a serve and volley, 15-love. She came to the net with a forehand and volley. Beautiful drop volley winner. All right, 30-love, McNally. All right, 30-love. As we return now to the forehand, Swiatek. Forehand from McNally. Into the backhand slice of Swiatek. McNally sliced down the line. Swiatek with a forehand again to the backhand of McNally. Into the forehand Swiatek as McNally backhand slice again. Swiatek forehand again to the backhand of McNally. Into that Swiatek forehand, and she hits it out. 40-love. Remember, Swiatek was up 4-1. Why the delay? I don't know. Somebody had to poop. 40-love. 3 set points. to take the first set. Love. Serving the forehand, Swiatek return the forehand of McNally. Swiatek forehand goes out. All right. Okay. McNally from 4-1 down to 7-5 first set. Swiatek is going to go to the bathroom. That was a 1-hour set too. That was not a short set. Draper and Cilic are about to start. Are we watching Sinner tonight? Yeah, watching Sinner. He's after Swiatek. Yep, Swiatek was up. She was almost up 5-1. Okay. Swiatek is in trouble. McNally takes the first, 7-5. Okay. Pia.
What top spinners need to win Wimbledon?
Thank you, Dominic, for the donation. What top spinners need to do to win Wimbledon? I don't know. Depends on the men's or women's side. I think on the men's side, they don't have to do much because they win it anyway. The women's side, I think they need to have a good serve. Like, you need the serve to do the work if the top spin's not going to be, if the ground strokes aren't going to be as effective. So probably try and get that serve in. You have to be serving well. All right. Here we go. It's going to be... It is going to be a start for Cilic here. Okay. Who you got, Chad? I'm gonna go Draper in 4. I reckon Cilic might win a set, but I'm gonna go Draper in 4. All right. All right, chat. So I've just added an extra thing. So because people are asking, what is a protected ranking? So if you put PR in the chat, exclamation mark PR, it should come up with a little bit of a thing. So then for those who don't know what a protected ranking is, it'll tell you what a protected ranking is. Also, you know, what PR is. 30 love, by the way, Cilic. So hopefully that helps a little bit extra. Hopefully. All right. 40 love. Cilic shows an ace out wide. 40 love. $40 love. As Cilic, so Draper wins the point, 40-15. As Cilic holds on the first game, 1-love. Okay, Draper serving, 1-love, Cilic. 1-love, Cilic. All right, 15-love. Swiatek serves first in the second as Cilic goes to the backhand of Draper. Backhand from Cilic. Into the backhand of Draper. Into the forehand of Cilic, who hits it inside out. Slice from Draper goes long. Love 15. Love 15. And that goes out by Swiatek, and it's 15-all. All right. As Draper wins a point, 15-all. The serve goes in the forehand of McNally. Forehand inside out to the backhand of McNally. Swiatek forehand cross court. McNally gets it. Into the forehand of Swiatek. McNally forehand in the net. It's 30-15. All right. There's a backhand from Cilic into the forehand of Draper. Cilic forehands to the backhand of Draper as Cilic with the forehand into the net. 30-15. As Draper serves. Into the backhand of Cilic, return there, 40-15, as Swiatek trying to get the first game of the second. As that backhand goes in from Swiatek, and she takes the first game of the second. All right. All right, love 15. Draper takes the first point of the game. Is it a forehand swinging volley by Swiatek? Love 30. A chance for Swiatek to take the break early in the second. Remember, Swiatek was up 4-1 in the first. All right. As Draper gets a 15-30 and Swiatek gets a 15-40. Chance for Swiatek to break. Hey, thank you, Dominic, for becoming a member. Appreciate that. All right. 30-40. Swiatek hits it out. And we get to deuce. All right. Advantage Swiatek as she tries to get the break. And Draper, unfortunately, can't get a break point for him. I miss your play calling. Well, I'm just doing three things at once, all right? So just give me 2 seconds before you... comment. 2-1 for 2-1 for Cilic. Swiatek has had a lot of break points. We get the deuces. We get a serve and volley from McNally, and Swiatek with a backhand pass winner. Advantage Swiatek to get the break in the second. I cleaned up the explanations, chat, so they should be better. There should be one for lucky loser as well. There you go. Is that easier to explain? Do people understand what that says? As Swiatek hits it out, we get back to deuce. All right, we get back to deuce. McNally hanging in. Great. Sarath, you're kidding me, right? As Swiatek comes to the net and puts it away. Advantage. I just tuned back. Oh, well then what the hell? What does PR mean? All right, advantage, Swiatek. As that goes out by Cilic, and it's 15-love. As McNally serves again. Into the forehand, Swiatek. Swiatek in the net. Back to deuce. All right. Swiatek's had a lot of break points in this game. As Cilic hits his forehand wide, and it's 30-love. Serve again from McNally. Here's a fault, second serve. Second serve, McNally. As we're back in return, forehand return for Swiatek's a winner. Advantage Swiatek. As Swiatek looks to break. As we have a forehand now from the forehand of McNally. Back into Swiatek. Into the slice of McNally. That goes out. Swiatek breaks. 2-love in the second. All right. 30-15 Draper. As that goes in the net from Cilic, 40-15. There's a return. Nope, that's a fault. Second serve. Serve at the back end is a let. All right. Cilic with a lovely forehand winner. 40-30. Bencic wins. Nice. Good comeback. All right. Serve out wide the back of the Cilic, but it's a let again. All right. 30-love Swiatek to go to trying to go 3-love here. Swiatek serves again. Into the back end of McNally. Return goes out. 40-love. As Draper shanks it wide and Cilic gets the deuce. All right, we get the deuce. Swiatek goes to 3-love. Advantage Cilic to take the break to start this set. Advantage Cilic. Advantage Cilic. Draper in trouble. He was up 40-15, Draper. As Draper serves. A fault. Second serve. Into the backhand, Cilic in the net. And Draper gets back to deuce. 1 second, chat. All right. Draper holds 2-0. All right. 15-0. As we do a forehand rally. Swiatek again. The forehand of McNally. Swiatek forehand down the line. McNally slice. Goes in the forehand. Swiatek over. Hits it. 30-15. Yeah, Cilic came to play. All right, 30-15. Tommy Paul won the first set, by the way, against Ovner. Good serving from Cilic, 30-love. All right, 30-love. Serve out wide is a double fault from Cilic, and it's 30-15. $30-15. Serving to the backhand. Draper is a fault from Cilic. Second serve. Serving to the backhand of Draper. Return goes a forehand of Cilic. Draper slice. Into the backhand of Cilic as Draper puts a forehand in the net. 40-15 as McNally gets on the board in the second. All right. 3-1 Swiatek in the second. All right, 15 love as Swiatek serves again. All right. Cute cat. What does that mean? I called you a cat. You're not a cat. Yeah, they called you a cat. It's crazy. I'm shocked as well. I'm shocked they called you a cat as well. It's no cat. She's not a cat. No, she's looking like, what the hell are you talking about? What cat? There's no cats here. Anyways, 15-all. As Swiatek gets to 30-15. (30-15) as Swiatek serves again. (30-15). Swiatek serves again. To the back of McNally. For now, Swiatek goes long. No, goes in. McNally gets it back. Swiatek then hits a winner. 40-15. 40-15. Can people in the chats please stop spamming the commands? It's really annoying. We don't need to constantly tell everybody about every single thing that's happening on the channel. You can just... all I'm seeing is Nightbot spamming commands. Please stop doing it. It's really annoying. Nightbot will do it automatically if it needs to. 4-1. You said serve is important for grass top spinners, but what about coming to the net? What? Yeah, volleys are important too, for sure. Volleys are still effective on grass. 3-0. Draper holds. I used to have a black pug. They're the clingiest. Yeah. Yes, she is. All right. Swiatek. 4-1 in the second. First set went 7-5. All right. Cilic serves 3-0. As the backhand return goes out from Draper for 15 love. Krejcikova will play Navarro. Ooh. That's an interesting match. Take 5 Nightbot, yeah. Yeah, Nightbot's just getting triggered by people in the chat. So just stop spamming all the commands. It's unnecessary. Commands are there to be used if we need them. Not just write something useful. All right, 15-0. Federer smoked Cilic in 2017. Yeah, that's because Cilic was injured. All right, 15-0. As Cilic serves a fault, second serve. Swiatek 4-1 in the second. Now, she was up 4-1 in the first, and look what happened. So we'll see if she can hold this time. Who had a better career, Cilic or Ivanisevic? Good question. 15 love. As a return now goes out by Swiatek, 30 love. I want to say Cilic, but I don't know. Anyways, 15-30. 15-30 as Cilic serves again. A fault, second serve. Second serve. Serve to the backhand of Draper. Return goes to the backhand of Cilic. Draper backhand cross court. Cilic on the stretch with a forehand as Draper goes down the line. Cilic with a slice. Into the backhand of Draper as Cilic with a forehand down the line is a winner. Beautiful shot, Cilic. 30-all. Would I ever get a cat? No. Not when I have a dog. And Swiatek gets it back into the net. Ooh, that would have been a great shot. All right, 40-15. McNally to just stay in touch like she was in the first set. She came back to win. All right, 30-year-old Cilic serves again. First serve was a fault, second serve. To serve into the backhand of Draper. Return goes forward to Cilic. Cilic hits it out. Draper's got a break point. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. Cilic being younger than Djokovic is mind-boggling. I guess. All right. 30-40. As the return goes into the front of Cilic. Backhand now from Draper in the net. Cilic survives. Deuce. Swiatek, big game here. She needs to eliminate the problems that happened in the first set at this point. As she hits a forehand down the line, slice McNally goes into the front of Swiatek. There's McNally forehand on the stretch. Swiatek down the line. McNally puts up a lob. Bounce backhand for Swiatek. Goes wide. Love 15. Love 15. Now Cilic is the winner. Advantage Cilic. Love 15. Swiatek comes to the net with the backhand, puts it away, 15-all. Cilic at deuce here. Serve with a fault by Cilic, second serve. Second serve. The backhand of Draper. Cilic forehand again. The backhand of Draper. Draper hits it out. Advantage Cilic for a 4-3 lead. As Cilic serves. Advantage Cilic. Also Swiatek 40-15. As the Draper backhand goes out, Cilic holds 4-3. All right, 40-15. Swiatek serves again. Into the backhand of McNally. Return goes out. 5-2 Swiatek in the second. Where are we watching from today, chat? I haven't asked that today. Where are we watching from? Let me know. All right. From my laptop. Good one. Good one. Ha 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 ha. Hey Cam, where I'm watching from my house. Bro, you guys, you gotta get new jokes. We've got the UK, we've got Greece, we've got Switzerland, Canada, Croatia, America. Samsonova wins. Nice. Cruz Hewitt's playing the juniors. Cool. Cincinnati. We've got Romania, California. We've got Pittsburgh, Vancouver, Mauritius, Michigan, Philippines. We've got Houston. 5-2. McNally serving to stay in the set. That was one of my better ones. Alan, you are no comedian. You need to find a... So I'm sorry. I don't know who told you were funny, but you need to... Don't quit that day job. Just maybe do it as a hobby. Anyways, love 15. Sorry, that was harsh. But also, you say that every day. Come on. Be better. Be funnier. Love 30. Bit of chance here for Cilic. As Draper serves again. South Africa, Nigeria, Valencia. As we get a fault from Draper, second serve. We've got Oman in the house. We've got Florida, Tennessee. As Draper serves the forehand to Cilic. Return goes in the backhand of Draper. Cilic with a forehand. Again in the backhand of Draper. Cilic forehand again to the Draper backhand. As Cilic backhand down the line. Draper slices it. Into the forehand of Cilic. Draper can't get that one. Love 40. Cilic. Okay. Love 40. Love 40. I'm watching from space. You wish, buddy. Keep dreaming. All right, love 40. Bro, if you were in space, you wouldn't be using the bandwidth to watch some guy watch tennis. You'd be doing something productive. All right, 1540, one saved. 1540. One save for Draper. All right. Nice serve from Draper again. An ace, 30-40. Eala lost. Yeah. So Eala and Lees, they lost against Gleason and Martins. Swiatek got 15-30, by the way, to try and take this second set. As Draper serves a fault second serve. As we get a backhand out by Cilic. Draper survives. We get the deuce. Watching from the Philippines. What's up? All right, 15-40. Swiatek to take the second set. Monfils just started, by the way, against Fucsovics. We'll keep an eye on Lamont. All right, McNally, 15-40 down. She serves. A fault. Second serve. Second serve. Serve to the back of Swiatek. Return goes to front of McNally. Swiatek backhand to the backhand of McNally, sliced. Into the back of Swiatek down the line. Great shot, McNally in the net. Swiatek takes the second. 6-2. We're going 3. All right. Advantage Draper. As he serves a fault, second serve. All right. Backhand slice. Goes in the backhand of Draper. Forehand from Cilic. As we a forehand from Draper into the backhand of Cilic. As we a forehand again from Draper to the forehand of Cilic. To the backhand of Draper. Cilic forehand of the stretch. Goes long. Draper holds. 4-all. All right. 4-all. Okay. Tommy Paul's got the physio. That sucks. All right, 4-0. Cilic serves again. As the return goes in the forehand of Cilic, Draper into the backhand, Cilic in the net. Love 15. Love 15. Serve in the backhand, Draper. Return goes back into Cilic. Draper backhand on the stretch in the net, 15-all. Both have had their chances in this set, Draper and Cilic. Why do I look sad? No, I'm just chilling. 15-all. Swiatek just serve first in the third. 15-all. As Cilic serves a fault, second serve. $15 as Cilic serves a double fault. 15-30. 15-30. 15-30. Cilic serves again. As a return the net by Draper, 30-all. 30-all. Grumpy Cam. I don't feel grumpy today. I don't seem grumpy. It's 2 in the morning. I seem like it's 2 in the morning. All right, 30-all. Cilic serves again. As Draper returns in the forehand of Cilic. Draper on the stretch. Hits it in the net, and he falls over, but he's okay. 40-30. Thank you, Rita. Appreciate it. I appreciate you too. Thank you for watching. 40-30. As an ace out wide by Cilic. 5-4. Cilic takes the lead again. Draper's going to serve to stay in the set. Cam is pleasant and very witty. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. Danielle Collins is waiting for the winner of Swiatek McNally. Yep. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Okay. All right. Draper's going to serve to stay in the first set. And Swiatek serving first in the third. Love Swiatek. All right. If you were grumpy, you have every right to be. I don't know, I'm not grumpy. I don't know where people got that from. Pardon me. If I don't talk for 2 seconds, I'm not grumpy. All right, Draper. Love 15 as he serves to stay in the set. Nice hitting there from Cilic. Love 15. Swiatek at 30-15, first game of the third. As a back in return from Cilic. Drop shot from Draper. Cilic comes down with a slice. Draper pass. Cilic volley is too good. Love 30. Love 30. I've learned so much about tennis and players thanks to Cam. Hey, thank you, Ron. I hope I'm not just wasting everyone's time. Love 30. Cilic serves. Sorry, Draper serves. Cilic 2 points away from the first set. Serve into the slice of Cilic. Return goes into the forehand of Draper. Cilic forehand again to the forehand of Draper to the forehand of Cilic. Draper backhand. There's Cilic with the forehand inside out. Great shot. Draper on the stretch hits it long. Love 40. Cilic has got set points. To take the first set. Also, Swiatek wins the first game of the third. 1-love. Who's better on a grass court, Kalinskaya or Towson? Probably Kalinskaya, but Towson's been in better form, so I don't know. All right, love 40. Draper in trouble. Serve out wide the backhand is Cilic, and here it's a return winner. Cilic takes the first set 6-4. All right. First set 6-4. All right. 1-love Swiatek in the final set. She hits a return out. Cilic, by the way, hits the ball so clean. So effortless. All right. 15-love. McNally serves in the forehand of Swiatek. She hits it out in the return. 30-love. By the way, Kendon just started her match. She's got an opportunity, Kenan, because of Gauff out the way. Draper in 4. Cilic played more comfortable. Draper will find his momentum, okay? Maybe. Cilic blew that chance against Federer for the championship. He was injured. Why are people giving Cilic a hard time for not winning Wimbledon against Roger Federer? Like, Cilic was injured. No, not 2017 Civic. I want Cilic in the... What the hell? Internet. Yeah, Cilic was injured. Did we all forget? Maybe you won't. No, maybe you watch it. But it was 6-3, 6-1, 6-4. But it wasn't. I mean, go watch the final. Cilic wasn't fit. Cilic struggled because physically he was not. He wasn't able to play properly. Federer said it. Listen to Federer's post-match speech, and they will tell you. He will tell you that Cilic wasn't 100%. Even Federer knew. Give Cilic a break. Give him a break. The poor guy wasn't 100% in that match. Plus, he played Roger Federer at Wimbledon. A lot of players have lost to Federer at Wimbledon. All right, 30-all. Swiatek looking for the break. There's a bit of backhand now from McNally. Goes out. 30-40. Swiatek to take the break in the final set here. All right. 30-40. Swiatek. Cilic won a Grand Slam during the Big Three era in itself is a feat. Oh, yeah. Plus, he beat Federer to do it, so that is even more of a feat. Backhand return goes back into Cilic. Into the backhand Draper. Cilic backhand slice. Draper. Backhand into the forehand Cilic. Down the line goes out by Cilic. 15-all as Swiatek hits it out in the return. It's deuce. Cilic is a fantastic player. Oh, yeah. All right, forehand winner from Cilic, 30-15. Swiatek forehand cross court into the slice of McNally. To the forehand Swiatek. McNally backhand slice. Swiatek backhand down the line of the forehand McNally on the stretch. Swiatek into the McNally slice again. Swiatek forehand cross court. McNally gets it. Into the forehand Swiatek as McNally backhand. Into the forehand Swiatek. Again, the forehand McNally on the stretch. Swiatek forehand again. Into that McNally slice. It's a drop shot, but it's terrible, and Swiatek puts it away. Advantage Swiatek. Cilic double faults, by the way. 30-all. All right. Swiatek to take the break. Final set. Serving to the back of Swiatek, return into the forehand of McNally. Swiatek forehand to the back end of McNally. Again, the forehand of Swiatek cross court. McNally on the stretch with a slice. Swiatek forehand down the line. McNally can't get it because Swiatek hit it out. Again. All right, 30-40 for Draper. All right. Return now to the forehand of Draper. Cilic with a forehand. Nope. Draper hit it wide. We get the deuce. So, like, you can literally Google Wimbledon final Cilic Federer, and it comes up with Cilic knows how much his tears were owing to the pain of the massive blister on his left foot and how much it was being overcome by the significance of the occasion. Cilic had a massive blister on his left foot that compromised him in the Federer match. And again, listen to Federer's interview post-match speech, and he mentions Cilic being not being 100%. So Cilic was not 100% in the final. And then go watch the 2018 final where Cilic took Federer to 5 sets. By the way, behind the back shot by McNally, and then Swiatek hits a forehand, and McNally hits it out. That was a great trick by McNally, but she won the point. And then but then Cilic then put Federer to 5 sets in Australia in 2018. So, I mean, obviously he's capable, but he couldn't move with the blister in 2017 Wimbledon. Plus also getting injured in a final of Wimbledon is heartbreaking, right? I mean, especially because Croatia and Wimbledon have such a history. You know, they've had some great results here, and obviously with Goran winning here, Croatia and Wimbledon have a good combination. And Cilic was trying to become, the first place since Goran, and so of course devastating not to be 100%. But yeah, just go watch that go watch the interview with Federer, and he even mentioned it. He goes, he mentioned it. 4-1 Swiatek, there's the winner. And it's 2-love Swiatek in the final set. All right, Draper serves. Draper hits it out. Draper's making a lot of errors here. Love 15. As Draper serves the backhand of Cilic. Return goes backhand of Draper. Cilic forehand into the backhand of Draper. Again to the forehand of Cilic as Draper backhand again. Into the forehand of Cilic. And Cilic hits it out. 15 all. As Draper serves the fault. Second serve. And the return goes to the backhand of Draper. Backhand out from Cilic. Into the forehand of Draper. Cilic backhand again to the forehand of Draper. Into the forehand of Cilic, which Draper hit it out. 15-30. What would you consider the greatest tennis match ever? Wimbledon 2008. Between Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal. That's the only answer. 15-30. As we have a 4-1 winner down the line from Cilic. 15-40. That is the answer, and I will not have anything else to say about it. I don't want to hear anything else from anyone. Greatest match of all time. 08 Wimbledon, hands down. No contest. Unanimous decision. 15-40 as the backhand goes into the net from Draper. What the hell? Cilic with a set and a break. 2012 final is my pick. Yeah. But I ask you this, how many times have you watched that though? Like, I would go watch 2008 Wimbledon tomorrow. In fact, I might watch it after this tournament because I have it on DVD. But how many times... I wouldn't go back to 2012 AO. It was grindy. It was long. It was exciting, but the quality of that match isn't the same as what I think with 08 Wimbledon. I think 08 Wimbledon every point, every game, there was some crazy shit going on. You know? Again, for me, everyone's got their own personal favorite, but I think that the 2008 Wimbledon final is the greatest match ever. For many reasons. But again, I mean, everyone's got a personal favorite, right? I mean, you don't have to... You might have a different pick. It doesn't have to be right. It could be right, it might be wrong, but that's fine. But again, I wouldn't go back and watch 2012 Australian Open. Personally. But that's just because I like shot making and winners, and that's what 2008 was. You know, it was about Federer's shot making and Rafa's resilience, right? Whereas 2012 was about 50 shot rallies and a battle of physicality, you know, and that's cool. You know, that's cool, but it's like you can watch that once, but it's, you know, I don't know if I need to watch it twice. Maybe I'll rewatch it and try and remember. Maybe I need to rewatch it. Maybe I'm forgetting things. Maybe I need to rewatch it. But 2008, I just remember it just like there was just like so many highlight shots like all the time. Like it was just such a battle. And plus, it had the build-up of the two previous Wimbledon finals where Rafa and Roger played, and Rafa hadn't won. So it was like it just had so much going for it. Whereas 2012 was just kind of like Rafa and Nole out of nowhere. I was like, okay. But I will say it's the most physical battle. If you like physical battle, that's the one you'd watch. But I think 2008 was the best display of tennis by two people ever. The highest level. And 2019 Wimbledon, Federer played like Djokovic played terrible. Federer played well, but Djokovic didn't play well in the first 4 sets. So don't even mention that one. Because you can't, I'd go rewatch that, but it wasn't pretty. It wasn't a good match by both guys. It was mental strength by Djokovic, good by Federer, but it's not a great match. The drama of the final set was good, but the quality wasn't. Djokovic didn't play very well. He snuck out the tie breaks and then survived in the 5th. It was clutch, but it wasn't quality. 2008, though. 2008 Wimbledon had it all. The perfect match. You know, it's 30-15. As that goes out by Draper, 40-15. I don't know what Draper's doing here. Does he realize that he's losing? 40-15. Cilic is solid, man. Greatest women's match ever? That's a tough one. 40-15. As we get a return now out by Draper. It's 3-love Cilic. What do I consider the best women's matches? Because I gotta be honest, like I can only base it on recent times. Best. What do I consider the best? Some of the Martina Chrissy ones must have been it. I'm trying to think of finals though. Finals, Grand Slam finals for the ladies. Osaka versus Kvitova 2019 Australia was pretty good, from what I can remember. What is the greatest women's match of all time? Here we go. 92 French Open, 99 French Open, 2005 Wimbledon. I'm going to have to rewatch some of these. All right, 15:30. Swiatek looking for that bakery in this final set here. Maybe a Serena Venus match? Maybe. '88 Wimbledon final was the best. Did you? You're a time traveler. There's a bit of forehand now from Cilic to the forehand of Draper. Backhand of Cilic is out. So 15 love. There's a forehand winner by Swiatek. 15-40. Swiatek's figured it out. 15-40. Swiatek for a 4-love lead in the final set. As Cilic is another beautiful winner, 15-all. And Swiatek returns it wide, 30-40. As the return goes in, the forehand of Swiatek, and Swiatek puts it... Oh no, McNally gets it. And then Swiatek puts down a smash, McNally with another lob. And then Swiatek puts it away eventually. And Swiatek takes a 4-love lead in the final set. All right. 4-love. For love. And Draper, as he tries to just hang in here at 40-15. Yeah, Coco versus Sabalenka 23. US Open was pretty good too. All right, Draper serves the fault, second serve. As a return from Cilic goes in the forehand to Draper. Draper hits it out though, and it's 40-30. All right, 40-30. As the return goes in the forehand of Draper. Draper hits a winner, 3-1. Cilic with the break. And the first set, but Draper's hanging on. As Swiatek gets a backhand long. 15. Love 30. Love 30. Love 30. All right, 15-30. As McNally tries to get one of these breaks back. $15.30. Ah, 15-40. Swiatek has two breaks to serve. As we have four now, Swiatek, that goes into the corner, 30-40. Cilic, by the way, 40 love. $40 love. Cilic 4-1 with an ace. Swiatek survives, gets the deuce. She wants that bagel. By the way, in other news, I'm just having a look at the other score. Oh, Paul's at 1 set all. That's weird. Kenin is down 4-1. Yastremska's got match point. All right. Swiatek trying to get to 5 love. Swiatek serves. Into the backhand of McNally. Backhand of Swiatek. The volley of McNally. But she can't get it. Advantage Swiatek for a 5 love lead. Now, Chad, I know it's early. Draper fans, can you just block your ears, please? Can you please block your ears? I don't want to have to deal with you. Just trust me. You don't want to hear what I want to say. What I'm going to say. Block your ears. I know it's early though, chat. But we know that some players struggle to play at home. They're great everywhere else. They're Grand Slam champions in other countries. But when they come home, they don't play well. Is Draper one of those players? That's what we got to ask, because yeah, Cilic is a former finalist. Yes, Cilic is tough, but it's not just Cilic losing to Cilic today. He hasn't quite been able to figure out how to play well at Wimbledon yet, Draper. Now he is young, so there's plenty of time, but we do know a lot of French players in particular don't play well at home, right? There are a lot of Australians that don't play well in Australia, you know. So it's not uncommon for locals to not play well at home. But I know it's early, right? Draper's got plenty of time to figure out how to play at home. But he can't get through the second round at the moment. He's not like, you know, it's not like he's 18. He's had a few Wimbledons to try and get there. And if he goes down in straight sets, I mean, Cilic is great, but he's not. It's 2025. You know, there's Cilic in the net, 30-15. And still a long way to go until this match is over. But I'm just going to mention, you know, some players don't play well at home. In their home slams, they struggle with whatever it is. Expectation, people watch, like family coming to watch, you know, you don't want to play well in front of your fans, whatever it is. You can win you obviously can win in other places, but I mean, this is an uncharacteristic Draper here. This is not how Draper has been playing this year. He hasn't been like playing this unsure. Cilic is playing clean as well. I'll give him credit as Cilic slices it down the line, but it's out 40-15. Still plenty of time for Draper to come back though. So you know, but just something to think about if he doesn't come back. All right, Swiatek dominating. Final set. As Draper serves an ace, 4-2. Draper holds on. Big hold for him. 4-2. Swiatek is 5 love in the third. McNally serving to get a game. This has been a bit of a shock to the system for Swiatek. She's got to play Collins tomorrow in a couple of days, so it's not going to get any easier. We know Swiatek's draw is terrible. Collins and then Raducanu. As Swiatek in the net, 15 love. Yeah, the Americans are the only ones that seem to perform well at home all the time. The Americans don't struggle in America, which is interesting. Maybe it's because there's a lot of tournaments in America, you know, so there's a lot of chances, you know, Cincinnati, you've got Indian Wells, Miami. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity to play at home in America. So maybe there's not as much pressure. Whereas in Australia, you've got like 2 chances. In the UK, you've got 2 chances or 3, maybe 3 chances if you want to play an extra match in, in Eastbourne. You know, in France, you've got a couple of chances to play well at home. In America, you could play. I mean, you don't even have to play a big tournament. You can play, you can play Cincinnati. Cincinnati. You can play Washington, right? You can play Charleston for the ladies. You can play friggin' whatever else there is. Winston-Salem to get some home court form. You know, I mean, America's got so many home tournaments that maybe that's the reason that Americans don't struggle at home, because they get so many opportunities to play in front of the American crowd. Whereas Draper, like I said, he's got Queen's Club and Eastbourne and Wimbledon. That's it. No more British tournaments other than that, right? France, you've got French Open and Paris Indoors. And Montpellier. I think that's it, right? Is there any more French tournaments? Monte Carlo, maybe, kind of, not really. Anyways, 40 Love Cilic is playing like a younger version of himself, 10 years younger. 40 Love. Beautiful winner by Cilic. He is looking confident. Oh yeah, Marseille. They play in Marseille as well, don't they? Swiatek. She will serve for the match as Cilic goes a 5-2 like that. All right, Cilic in an hour and 15 minutes is one game from a 2-sets-to-love lead against the local favorite. Yeah, Draper's got to get it together. All right, Swiatek serve for the match after a bit of a scare. She'll play Collins on Saturday, which is always interesting. Return winner from McNally. Love 15. Love 15. As the return goes back to Swiatek. Forehand from McNally. Into the forehand Swiatek. McNally forehand into the forehand Swiatek on the stretch. To the backhand of McNally. Swiatek's there with the backhand. Into the forehand of McNally. Drop shot's good. No. It went in the net. Would have been good. It was a good shot, but she just couldn't quite make the net. 15 all. All right, serve again. To the forehand of McNally. Return goes back to Swiatek. McNally backhand again to the back of Swiatek. Down the line is good. McNally on the stretch gets it. Into the forehand Swiatek is McNally backhand. To the backhand Swiatek. To the slice of McNally is Swiatek forehand cross. McNally hits it long and it's 30-15. And Draper gets the 30 love. All right, 30-15. Yeah, Collins will not be intimidated. 30-15. Swiatek 2 points away. There's a bit of serve. Into the fault. Second serve. God, Cilic is hitting so clean. I would love to. You know what? I'm going to ask a question in a second about Draper. And question something about his game. As we had a backhand return out of the backhand of Swiatek. Forehand from McNally. And Swiatek in the net, and it's 30-all. Does Draper struggle against players with good backhands? Because the left-handed shots don't work as well against good backhands. Is he less effective against players with a good backhand? Because Cilic has a great backhand. $40-15. As Draper serves. Into the backhand of Cilic, forehand from Draper in the net. And it's back 40-30. Swiatek forehand to the forehand of McNally. Forehand from Swiatek down the line is out. And it's 30-40, breakback point. I'd love to see Draper play Zverev, if that's the case, because Zverev has a great backhand. And it would be interesting to see Draper play Zverev, if that is the case. As Draper holds, and Cilic's going to serve her a 2-6-love lead. I don't know what Draper and Zverev's head-to-head is. But, because I'm trying to think of the players that Draper beats, and if any of them have a decent backhand, McNally hits it out and we get to deuce. Yeah, I'm trying to think of Draper playing against guys with good backhands lately. Like, really good backhands. I'm talking like, He did lose to Norrie here last year, who has a pretty, it's not a pretty backhand, but it's a decent backhand. It's a solid backhand. But also Norrie's the lefty, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Backhand to forehand rally as Cilic forehand inside out to the forehand of Draper. Cilic backhand to the backhand of Draper. Great shot, Draper. Love 15. Advantage McNally to get back one of the breaks. Just trying to think. Can somebody give me who's a player that he beat who has a good backhand lately, Draper? All right, Swiatek with a fault second serve. And the return goes backhand of Cilic. Draper backhand the forehand of Cilic. Draper on the stretch as Cilic backhand down the line. Cilic got Draper running around. And then he hits a cross-court backhand from Cilic. It's beautiful, 15-0. Swiatek backhand into the slice of McNally. Into the back of Swiatek. McNally puts up a lob. But it goes long, back to deuce. Obviously, everyone struggles against Djokovic, but I wonder if he struggles against his backhand particularly. Well, that's just, I'm thinking of Draper does well against Alcaraz, right? And Alcaraz's backhand's good, but it's not great. It's not like his best shot. But Sinner, his backhand is a lot better, than Alcaraz, right? It's a lot harder to attack, right? I'm just trying to think. Who else is... Musetti's got a decent backhand, but then again, it's not... It has its issues. Being a one-handed always is tough. Anyways, advantage Swiatek. Match point to avoid disaster and take on Collins. Cilic has also got 40-15. All right, serving to the forehand of McNally. Return goes to the forehand of Swiatek, who shanks it. We're back to deuce. Cilic for a 2-6 lead against Draper, the number 4 seed. Cilic with a serve. Into the backhand, Draper return. Goes out. Wow. Marin Cilic turning back the clock. And he's got a 2-6 lead against Jack Draper, and it's been pretty quick. All of a sudden, it doesn't feel like this has been a long slog where Draper's been, missed opportunities. It's been a very quick, straightforward 2-6 lead. And that's scary because Draper's got to do a lot of work to get back in this now. But also he's got to do a lot of work just to get the next set. It's all about the next set. But Cilic has just breezed through this so far. All right, Swiatek down break point, but she hits a good serve. And we get back to deuce. Draper losing in straight sets like this is crazy. Cilic is great, but he's not. It's not 2015 or even 2018 anymore, or 2017 even. Cilic, we know what he's capable of, but also Draper shouldn't be losing this easily. He shouldn't. He's not serving well enough. That's one part. Anyways, forehand goes into the forehand of Swiatek. Forehand now from McNally into the forehand of Swiatek as McNally forehand goes long. Advantage Swiatek to take her spot in the third round to take on Collins in a couple of days. Cilic was always a disruptor on grass, but he hardly seems to have played lately. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't played. All right. Draper's got to start the comeback now. He's trying to fire himself up. As Swiatek wins with a good serve. And she will play Collins in the third round. Swiatek Collins. GG's. Tough fight for Swiatek. She was up 4-1 in the first. Had to fight for 3, but Iga Swiatek gets it done. All right. Iga Swiatek into the third round. Now, if you want to keep watching Draper take on Cilic, and we're going to watch Sinner as well after this, so Sinner's coming up as well. Jannik Sinner taking on Alexandra Vukic. Jump on over and we're going to merge the streams, but watching possibly the biggest upset on the men's side. I mean, Draper was expected to do well on grass. You know, Zverev and Medvedev and whoever else has lost this week, we were kind of like, maybe. But this is a big deal. So jump on over if you want to keep watching this potential upset. But Swiatek wins from a set down. She comes back, she wins. She takes on Collins in a couple of days' time. If we're not going to see you now, we'll see you then. Okay. I've got Sinner coming up soon as well, so we'll get his match going. But, yeah, Draper. He's going to have to figure something out. Cilic is hitting clean. Cilic is hitting clean. All right, Draper holds first game of the third. All right, 1 second, chat. All right. Cilic. 2 sets of love. 1 love to Draper in the third. As Cilic says the fault, second serve. Second serve, Cilic. The back end of Draper. Cilic forehand to the forehand. Draper on the stretch. Draper in the net. 15 love. And Cilic just the 30 love with an ace. 30 love. Mahatch and Holmgren are into a 5th. Winner plays Demon Ore. Martinez is up as 2 sets of love against Navone. Winner plays probably Sinner. As we get a serve and volley from Cilic. 40 love. I wish my cat was sleeping in her bed instead of my bed. Well, this is a dog. And she sleeps just fine. Draper scores are not visible. You must be blind because they are on the screen. 40 love. In that case, I'll just tell you the score. It's 40 love. It's 2 sets of love Cilic. Oh, you know it's a dog. Oh, I thought you were. I thought you thought it was a cat. For some people think it's a cat. 40 love. There's a fault from Cilic. Serve again. Into the backhand of Draper. Return the forehand to Cilic, who hits a winner. 1-0. Now, 1 second check. All right, 30-15. Draper tries to stay in front in this third set. He's going to have to come back from 2 sets of love down. He has done it before, and I think he did it this year in Australia, if I can remember correctly. He was down 2 sets of love because he played a bunch of 5-setters, so I think he was down 2 sets of love this year, and returned in Australia. Nope, I lied. He's never come back from 2 sets of love down. He's 0 for 4 when he loses the first set. He lost to Norrie last year. He lost to De Jong and Roland Garros last year. He lost to Sinner last year at the US Open, and he lost in the Mickey Mouse Cup finals back in 22. So he's never come back from 2 sets of love down. Has Jack Draper. But what a time to do it. At home, in front of your crowd, Wimbledon comeback. That would be against a former finalist. That would there's your story. There's your story. Cilic has lost from 2 sets of love up 5 times. Not since Medvedev 2021 though, when Medvedev was down 2 sets of love and came back to win. Medvedev, Pella in Wimbledon 2018, so twice in at Wimbledon. Also Sock back in the Davis Cup of 2016, and also Wimbledon 2016 Wimbledon as well, where he lost to Federer from 2 sets of love up. So 3 out of the 5 times. Where's the other one? Oh, and then twice at Davis Cup, 3 times in Wimbledon. So I guess that's good for Draper, right? I mean, Cilic has lost 3 matches from 2 sets of love up here. But Draper has never come back from 2 sets of love down. So I mean, what's gonna give, right? Is Draper gonna be able to do it for the first time, or is Cilic just gonna get it through 4 or get through in straights? All right, Cilic to serve. Draper 2-1. Yeah, Draper's never come back from 2 sets of love down. The return goes to the forehand to Cilic. Draper backhand to the backhand of Cilic to the forehand of Draper. As Cilic forehand into the Draper backhand. Again to the forehand of Cilic. Draper backhand again. Into the forehand of Cilic on the stretch. Good pickup. Draper drop shot. Cilic's going to get there. As Draper with a forehand pass. That's too good. Love 15. Love 15. The crowd are trying to get Draper into this. Love 15. We got a fault second serve. As Cilic goes to the backhand of Draper. Forehand from Cilic to the forehand of Draper. Again, the forehand of Cilic. Draper forehand into the backhand slash Cilic. Draper forehand again. Into the backhand of Cilic down the line, but it's in the net. Love 30. Love 30. And the crowd are getting real into it now. Doing everything they can to get Draper into this. Love 30. Cilic with the serve. Into the backhand of Draper. Forehand from Cilic. Again, the backhand of Draper. And Cilic forehand again to the backhand of Draper. Into the forehand of Cilic. Cilic in the net. Love 40. Draper to take the break. Love 40. Love 40. As Cilic serves. Serves a fault. Second serve. Serve to the backhand of Draper. Return the forehand to Cilic. Draper backhand on the stretch. Cilic with the forehand down the line. That's a great shot. One saved. 15-40. 15-40. $15-40. Still break points. Served on the tee. Draper in the net in the return. 30-40. 30-40. Still break point for Draper. $30-40. $30-40. As Cilic serves again. $30-40. Serve. Into the backhand of Draper. Forehand from Cilic to the backhand of Draper. Again, the forehand of Cilic. Draper backhand down the line. That's a great shot. Cilic in the net. All right, 3-1 Draper. 3-1 Draper in the third. Okay. 3-1. All right. 3-1. Draper comeback starts now. Ovner's up 2-1 against Paul. Yeah, I seen that. It's crazy. Whew. So that goes the net from Cilic, 15 love. Why is Sinner Vukic getting delayed? I don't know. Patience. Just show a little patience. They'll get there eventually. Just patience. Just cool your jets. Patience. Patience is such a rare thing these days. So if you have it, you are special. As with a backhand, into the forehand of Cilic. Backhand on the stretch from Draper to the slice of Cilic. Cilic hits a winner. 15-all. Djokovic looked great today. Yeah, he did. $15-all. Yeah, they might be closing the roof. You're right, because it is nearly 7 o'clock. So they probably think, well, yeah, they would probably be closing the roof. And they'll probably close the roof after this set if Draper wins it. As a return goes in the forehand of Draper, drop shot is good, but Cilic gets it, and then Draper with a pass, Cilic in the net with a volley. 30-15. They might be closing the roof. That's a good that's a good one. Because otherwise they're going to have to close the roof after like 2 sets, and that's probably a waste of time. So you're probably right. Because the curfew is 4 hours from now. Remember the sun, they stop play outside at about 9 o'clock. But they don't want to close the roof during the match. So Draper serves an ace 40-15. Did they change the crowd for the evening session? No, because there's just a center court ticket. There's no day and night matches. It's just that one match happens at night sometimes because of the weather and because of the sun goes down. There's no night session ticket like the US Open. It's just it's literally just like, hey, I got a ticket for center court day 4. That's it. There's no, I got a session 1 ticket. It's not a thing. And I like that. I wish they did that at other slams, but at money. 40-30. Backhand into the forehand of Cilic, into the backhand of Draper. Drop shot in the net, though, and we get the deuce. How's the food at Wimbledon? Expensive. All right, deuce. Draper trying to keep this lead that he's worked so hard to get. Serve down the tee is massive from Draper. Big ace down the tee. Advantage Draper to go to 4-1. 4-1 in the third. Two aces, all right. Draper with a 4-1 lead. All right, let's start the Sinner match. Jannik Sinner about to hit the court as well. It's been a mixed day for the big names. Djokovic easy, Draper struggling, yada yada. All right. What's going on, everybody? We've got Draper struggling against Cilic. He's down 2 sets to love. And we've got Sinner coming up against Vukic. I think they're closing the roof. That is why we are waiting. Sinner's going to serve first, though. I can tell you that much. So players on court. Actually, the roof is open. Okay. They're not closing the roof here. That's interesting. I guess it's probably maybe too early. It's only 6:30. But they're gonna I guess they're gonna trust that Sinner's gonna get done in 2 hours. Nakashima beat Opelka. Cool. Nakashima made a 4th round here and took Kyrgios to 5 sets a couple years ago, so that's that happened. Kennan's about to lose, by the way. And Dash is up 3-love in the first set of her match. Okay. All right, 4-1 Draper in the third. As the return goes out by Draper, and it's 15-love. Oh, sorry, love 15. Cilic, did he double fault? Did he? I must have missed it. Love 15. Okay, 15-0. As we're back in on the stretch from Draper into the form of Cilic. Cilic is the winner. 30-15. $30-15. As we're to serve again from Cilic. Into the back end of Draper. Good return. Cilic 4 into the ground. 30-all. Draper taking over this set. 30-all. Thanks for the coverage. It's been a fun tournament so far. Lots of upsets, unexpected results. I know, right? Appreciate the nice words. We've had a lot. It's been a lot to happen in the first week already. It's been nice over the last couple of days just to kind of take a breath after the first 2 days of madness. Cilic, great serve. Then a forehand to the backhand Draper on the stretch. Cilic backhand goes wide though. 30-40 Draper for a double break in the third. All right. $30-40. Draper to get the double break. Cilic shows an ace out wide. And we get back to deuce. Conserving energy, Cilic. I mean, maybe. I think it's a little too early to do that. He's only down one break. All right, Sinner's going to serve first. Who got Chatter with Sinner in straights? I hope Vukic makes it interesting, though. All right, Draper with the advantage to get the double break. Sinner in 4. Okay. Sinner in 5? All right. Sinner wins the first point, 15-love. There's a backhand from Sinner to the backhand of Vukic. Into the 4 to Sinner. Vukic. Cross-court winner, 15-0. Nice shot from Vukic. All right, Cilic. Down break point again. As Draper returns the backhand of Cilic, who hits it out. 5-1 Draper in the third to take a chance to take the set here. 5-1. 5-1. (30-15) as Sinner serves again. To the backhand of Vukic. Vukic hits it out, 40-15. Sinner serves again. So Draper love 30. And Draper serves an ace down the tee, 15-30 as Sinner wins the first game of the match. 1-0. One love. As it a 4 down the line is a winner by Draper, 30-0. 2 points from taking the third. Just steadying the ship a little bit. As Draper serves a let. Serve out wide from Draper's an ace. All right. Set point. Draper to take the third. Pretty easily as well. Serve is a fault by Draper. Second serve. Serving to the back end. Cilic, he shanks it wide. All right. Draper wins the third. Pretty easily too, so that's good news. Easy third set for Draper. Cilic will serve first in the fourth. All right. Return from Sinner goes long, and it's 30-15 Vukic. (30-15) as Vukic serves a fault. Second serve. As that goes out by Sinner, 40-15. As Vukic serves a fault. Second serve. As the return goes into the backhand of Vukic. Forehand from Sinner into the forehand of Vukic. And Vukic hits it out. 40-30. Return goes in the forehand of Vukic. Sinner hits it out. And it's 4. No, it's not. It's 1-all. Looking at the wrong score. It's 1-all. Kenin survives, by the way. I was looking at Dasher's score of 4-1. We're not watching Dasher, I'm just watching the score. 1-1. All right, 1-1. As the return goes to forehand of Sinner. Sinner in the net. Love 15. All right. Love 15. Mahatch is a joke. How much money did you lose? It's okay. This is a safe place. You can tell us. Ah, 15-all. Sinner serves. Into the back of Vukic. Return goes into the forehand of Sinner. Vukic backhand again to the backhand of Sinner. Into the backhand of Vukic. Sinner backhand slice. Vukic into the backhand of Sinner. Sinner in the net. 15-30. Okay. 15-30. And 30 love here. Cilic, make that 40 love. 40 love. Also, Martinez will take on the winner of Sinner versus Vukic. Sinner with the backhand. Vukic slice comes in the net, but it goes long. 30-all. 40 love for Cilic as he overhits it. 40-15. 40-15 Cilic. Over to the backhand of Vukic. From Draper, and then Cilic with a lovely winner down the line. All right, Cilic, 1 love in the fourth. As Sinner hits it in the net, we've got break points. A break point for Vukic to start this off. 30-40. Vukic to break. Monfils is doing Monfils things. What's that? Come back. 5 sets. Cool shit. Good serve, Sinner. We get to deuce. All right, Draper, 15 love with a good serve. And Draper serves again. Fault, second serve. Serve to the back of Cilic. Shank return. 30 love. $30 love. As Draper gets a 40 love. All right. As Draper holds 1-1 in the fourth. As Sinner gets the advantage. He tries to stay in front. Okay. Sinner holds 2-1. All right, 30 love Cilic. As Cilic serves an ace down the tee, 40 love. $40 love. As Cilic serves again. Another ace. All right, Cilic. He goes to 2-1 in the fourth. Up. All right. Love 15. As we get a backhand now from Vukic to the back of the Sinner. Down the line, the front of Vukic, who hits it out. Love 30. Chance for Sinner to get the break. Love 30. As Draper serves an ace out wide at 2-1, 1-2 down. Why does Wimbledon have a curfew? Because as part of the basically as part of the approval to build a roof, as Sinner hits a winner love 40. In order for them to get approved by the local council to build a roof, they had to agree that no match would be played after 11 p.m. for noise, but also for crowd complaints. The locals, as Draper's gone down, but he's okay, 15-0. Sorry, Cilic in the net, I think, 30 love. Yeah, 30 love. Yeah. Because, yeah, they play in a residential area, so it was out of respect for the locals not to not have noise after 11 p.m. And that was the agreement before they built the roof. That was the rule they put in place. Thank you, Greggs. There it is. All right, 15-40. Sinner to get the break. Yeah, Wimbledon is in a very highly densely populated village, yeah. And people live literally across the road from it, so, and people have work and things, so that is the reason. Holy shit, Holmgren takes out Mahatch, takes on Demino in the next round. That's cool. All right, 4-8 now from Vukic. Sinner with a backhand pass. Vukic with a volley winner. And we get the deuce. As Draper gets a 40-15. 40-15. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. Remember, chat, Europe is not like America, where there's just endless supply of land and they can build on massive car park lots. Europe is very, very old and very, very, it's very, they can't just, like America, they can build a stadium with like a humongous moat around it with car parks, right? That's how they build the stadiums in America, right? They look at Miami, right? They put a big stadium in the middle of a car park, which is just humongous, right? And there's no one around for years. Nobody can get there. You can't even walk to Miami to the stadium because it's so far away from anyone who lives there, right? Wimbledon was established when 150 years ago within the residential neighborhood, because that's just how stadiums are built in the UK. Go look at all the football stadiums that are across the street from houses, right? It's you walk around a corner in the UK and you see a massive football stadium. It's crazy. As Sinner hits it back on the stretch, into the back end of Vukic. Vukic in the net, 3-1 Sinner. So yeah, it's just a different way of, and it's anywhere in Europe. You go to Barcelona, you go to all these other places, Spain or Portugal or Germany, they all have, they all build, the way they build their towns, are in the middle of, they integrate. They don't just have like, on an island in the middle of nowhere, we're going to put a stadium. But no, it's integrated into the neighborhood. It's part of the town. So that's why there's rules. All right, 3-1. And I kind of like the curfew. I wouldn't mind them having a curfew at the other slams, to be honest, because who wants to play at 4 a.m? Who wants to watch at 4 a.m? Well, it's 4 a.m. right now, but who wants to watch in Australia at 4 a.m. when I live down the friggin' road? Not me. I'd rather it end at midnight. Start again tomorrow. Wonder if one day tennis will have that. Wonder if one day tennis will have a midnight end, a hard stop at midnight, and they come back the next day. Let's get that going. I don't mind that for. I think the curfew. I mean, people hate the curfew, but I don't mind it for that reason. That stopping at midnight. Nobody needs to play tennis after midnight. Why does anyone need to play a high-level professional sport after midnight? That's crazy. We're the only sport that does it. As Cilic shows an ace, 15 love. We're the only sport that does it, I think. I don't think golf play midnight matches, do they? You don't see bloody the NBA playing after midnight, do you? Draper thought that was a fault, by the way, because no chalk flew up. All right, Sinner. Cruising. 40 love. Dasher won the first set. Let's go. Shelton Hijikata's about to start as well. Bear Grylls is in the house watching Sinner. All right, 30 love here. Cilic. 7 to the backhand of Draper. For now, Cilic is wide. 30-15. Baseball, if it goes extra innings, okay. Kennan's out. Wow, that bottom half of the bottom golf section is crazy. Wait, hang on. Does that mean Dasher could win? Wait, what? Samson over Dasher are probably the favorites in that section now, right? Hell yeah. Yastrzemska versus Minero. Winner plays Samsonova or Dasher if she wins. Swiatek, Collins, Raducanu, Towson, Kalinskaya. Ooh, that's a spicy section. 4-1 Sinner. As Cilic hits a forehand winner, and it's 40-15. As return goes the forehand of Cilic, backhand from Draper to the backhand of Cilic. Cilic in the net. And it's 40-30. $40-30. $40-30. Cilic serves again. Into the forehand. Draper. Return goes short. Cilic forehand. Straight to Draper. Cilic with a volley. Goes long. And Draper gets the deuce. Walkable cities. Yep. That's what they call them in Europe. That's what Americans call European cities. I think Europe just call them cities. All right, 15 love. Vukic serves. Serve to the backhand of Sinner as Sinner hits a forehand cross court, then comes to the net, but Vukic hits it long. All right, and Cilic gets to advantage. All right. Advantage Cilic. As he serves. A fault. Second serve. As Sinner hits a winner. Sinner is getting serious now. And Cilic holds 3-2 in the fourth. Is Australia more like America or Europe? America. All right, 3-2. Definitely more like America when it comes to things. It's you know what? It's kind of a hybrid. It's like Australia is like the rules of Europe. We follow the rules of UK, right? Because of the British things. But the way that we do things or the way that we like build, for sure, like American. On a smaller scale, but because we have so much land, we have just sprawling friggin' houses everywhere. You have to, like, Melbourne is not, like, Melbourne, the city is walkable, but the suburbs of Melbourne are not walkable. You have to catch a bus or a train or drive. Sinner 5-1. Yeah, you can't walk. Like, I couldn't walk to the tennis. No chance. Like it takes an hour over an hour to get on a train to get to the tennis for me, and I live in Melbourne. Apparently, the city's not terrible, but it's still like not easy to walk around the city. It's still pretty. Like if I was going to walk from the middle of town to the tennis, it would probably take me a good 20, 30 minutes. But I could take a tram. All right, 5-1. Sinner serving for the first set. All right. Congested? Yeah, a little bit. It is congested for sure. Terrible traffic all the time. Like if you drive to work, you're going to be stuck in traffic. People don't want to take the public transport because it's too shit. It's not. It's cheap, but it's not. It's not convenient. A train every 30 minutes, that kind of shit. Anyways, 40 love Draper. Towns in Europe are designed for humans instead of cars. Yeah. Australia. I mean, in Australia, it's getting to a point where everybody drives an SUV. So if you don't drive an SUV, then your car will be crushed. Cam is beating the system with his work commute. Exactly. I walk from my bedroom to my study. 30 love. As it backhand from Sinner on the stretch. Into the forehand of Vukic. Backhand from Sinner to the backhand of Vukic. Vukic is it out. 40 love Sinner for the first set. So 40 love Draper as he tries to level this fourth set. All right, 40 love Sinner to take the first set. Melbourne's where Nole should have a statue. Well, he probably won't, so call the government. 40 love. As it is served down the middle to the backhand of Vukic. Return goes into the front of Sinner. Vukic in the net. Sinner won 6-1. 6-1 Sinner, first set. As Draper hits it long on a slice. 40-30. 40-30. I lived in London for 30 years, and Wimbledon has loads of houses built in the Victorian era with small back gardens. Yeah, I remember. Anyway, slice from Cilic is a great pickup, and he gets the deuce. Cilic. Draper was 40 love up here. Gets to deuce. All right. We get the deuce. As Draper serves again. Into the forehand of Cilic. Backhand of Draper into the backhand of Cilic. Sliced. To the slice of Draper. Cilic backhand pass. In the net. Advantage Draper. To keep things close. Draper serves. Into the backhand. Too strong. All right. Draper, 3-3 in the second. Sorry, the fourth. Sinner's in the second. And Vukic serving first. All right, backhand return from Sinner into the back of Vukic. Into the forehand of Sinner. Forehand from Vukic. Again, the forehand of Sinner to the backhand of Vukic, who overhits it. Love 15. Love 15. Cilic, by the way, with a lovely forehand winner, goes to 15 love. As Vukic puts that away, 15 all. All right. As the return goes into the forehand of Vukic, and then Vukic hits it out, 15-30. Chance to break straight away. All right, Cilic 30 love. Sinner will take on the winner of... he'll take on Martinez. Martinez won against Navone. Commentators asked an interesting question. Who's the last Grand Slam champion who went to college? On the men or women's side? Men's side? Men's side. Who's the last Grand Slam champion who went to college? It's got to be someone in the 90s. Someone in the 90s, probably. 30-15. On the women's side, it's probably happened sooner. But yeah, on the men's side, it must be somebody from the 90s. As that's a forehand winner by Sinner, 30-40. As Cilic goes to 40-15. McEnroe, yeah, maybe. Definitely not Federer, Nadal, Djokovic. Not Cilic. They said it was McEnroe? Yeah, it would be then. Yeah. So that's 80s. Back in the... back here. Have to go way back. 30-40. Sinner with a break point. First game of the second. His backhand goes into the forehand of Vukic. Vukic hits it out. Sinner breaks. All right. 1 love. Sinner. All right, 40-15. Cilic to stay in front in the fourth. Backhand Draper in the net. 4-3 Cilic. He stays in front. In the fourth set. He's 2 games away from causing a massive upset. All right. Okay. Probably. Sinner looks so effortless in every game. Yeah. Just wondering how you're able to work overnights for so long. Sometimes I work like that, but not long for 2 days. Respect. I don't know. I have no idea. I like the night. I'm a night person. And at this point, I'm so used to it that it doesn't faze me at all. So I am a night owl. That definitely helps. Love 15. As Sinner serves again. Sinner with the serve. Is a let. Draper serving at 3-4 down in the fourth. All right, 15 love. As Draper serves again. Into the forehand Cilic. Backhand of Draper to the backhand Cilic. Draper forehand again to the backhand Cilic. To the backhand Draper on the stretch. Cilic. Gets the point though. Draper overhits it. 15-all. As the return goes back into Draper. Cilic on the attack. As Draper backhand again in the net. 15-30. This is what number match for today? What do we watch? We watch Djokovic, Swiatek, doubles, this, and that. So only 5 today, but they've been... we've got a big day tomorrow, though, looking at the schedule. It's a pretty big day tomorrow. All right, 15-30. Draper needs serves. Serve into the backhand of Cilic is a fault second serve. Besides the other who's up-and-coming players on the WTA side, Maya Joint. As the backhand return goes into the forehand of Draper, who shanks at 15-40. Cilic got break points. Baby match points. Jovic, yeah, Jovic is another one. Mboko, for sure. I mean, you could put on Draper in there, but she's sort of here and now. All right. 15-40. Baptiste, yeah, Baptiste maybe. As Draper serves an ace, one saved. 30-40. 30-40. Yeah, Emerson Jones, but she hasn't played. She's only played. She's playing juniors at the moment. She's not really playing any of the main tour yet, besides Australia. All right, second serve, Draper. Into the backhand of Cilic. Return the forehand of Draper, who shanks it, but it goes into the backhand of Cilic. Draper backhand again to the forehand of Cilic. Draper down the line. Cilic back in open court in the net. Draper survives. Deuce. Ooh. Deuce. Sinner 2-love in the second. All right, deuce. As the backhand return goes to the backhand of Draper, and then Cilic hits it wide. I think, or did it hit the line from Cilic? No, it was out. The crowd didn't know either. Advantage Draper to level the fourth. Advantage Draper. And an ace down the tee. Draper survives. 4-4 in the fourth. Okay. Four. Back to Cilic. Henman Hill is covered in people. As we had a forehand out from Sinner into the net. 40-love Vukic. All right, 4-all. Cilic serves. Serves an ace. 15-love. Another ace out wide. 30 love. All right, 30 love. Cilic serves again. Fault this time, second serve. Second serve. Is a let. There's no night session. Just late matches that go into the night. As a backhand return goes backhand to Cilic. Into the forehand of Draper. Cilic forehand. Again to the forehand of Draper. Cilic forehand again. To the backhand now of Draper. Into the forehand of Cilic. Cilic overhits it 30-15. Paul's about to lose, by the way. You really need a haircut. You really need to mind your manners. All right. Sleep. No. All right, 30-15. Serve. Into the forehand of Draper. Forehand from Cilic in the net. 30-all. 30-all. Draper looking for this miracle. 30-all. As Cilic serves. Down the tee is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. The forehand of Draper. Return goes to the forehand of Cilic. Draper forehand. Goes out. Advantage. 40-30 to Cilic. 40-30. Cilic to stay in front in the fourth. Sinner's got a set and a break, by the way. Cilic serves. An ace out wide. Unreturnable. 5-4. Cilic in the fourth. All right. Sonigo Basilashvili's gone to a fourth. Nice. All right. Draper's going to serve to stay in the championships. Why is it called net, not let? I don't know. I don't know. Tommy Paul is still around, but he is down. He's about to go down match point, though. Sinner 40 love. Serve to the backhand of Vukic. Return the forehand to Sinner. Vukic backhand. Into the backhand of Sinner. To the forehand of Vukic. Sinner forehand on the stretch. Vukic backhand cross. Sinner gets it with the backhand into the backhand of Vukic. Drop shot's good. But Sinner's too quick. Gets it and puts it away. All right. And Sinner 3-1. All right. All right, Draper serving to stay in the match, and Cilic hits in the net. 15-love. Uh-oh, Chad, I broke it. Paul lost. Oh, no. Uh-oh. No scoreboard. I know I'm fixing it. I broke it. I'm going to fix it, all right? Anyways, 15-all. Draper in trouble. Why did that happen? All right. 15-all. As Draper makes another error, 15-30. He is on his way out here. This is dangerous for now for Draper. 15-30. Sinner breaks, by the way. 4-1. He's got the double break. As Draper goes in the forehand of Cilic. Off the tape from Cilic. Draper gets there with a drop shot. Cilic forehand in the net. Draper hangs on. 30-all. 30-all. Draper surviving. 30-all. Cilic is 2 points away from the win. But Draper serves. A fault. Second serve. Second serve in the back of Cilic. Return goes back into Draper. Cilic. Forehand inside out. Draper in trouble. Hits it in the nets. Match point Cilic. To knock Draper out in the second round. The 2017 finalist. We knew Draper had a nightmare draw. This is why, chat. This is why he had a nightmare. This is a nightmare. Draper serves. He's down match point. 30-40. Draper serves. Into the forehand of Cilic, but it's a fault. Second serve. Second serve into the backhand of Cilic. Return goes to the backhand of Draper. Cilic with a slice. Into the backhand of Draper. Cilic with a forehand. Again to the backhand of Draper. Into the forehand of Cilic on the stretch. Draper backhand down the line. Cilic gets it. With a backhand into the forehand of Draper. Into the backhand of Cilic. As Draper forehand again. To the backhand of Cilic. As Draper. Backhand goes into the forehand of Cilic. Draper on the stretch. Hits it into the forehand of Cilic. As Draper with the backhand of the stretch. Goes wide! Cilic wins! Draper's out! Marin Cilic takes Draper out. And all the kids in the stands that are, I think Cilic's kids, they love it! Jack Draper's out in the second round. Marin Cilic in 4, that's impressive. Turning back the clock, GG's. He knocks Draper out. The carnage continues. No seed is safe. Except for Sinner. He's up. He's kicking ass, but... All right, Draper leaves. Disappointed, but... This man can't catch a break at Wimbledon. He either loses unexpectedly last year or this year. he plays a former finalist. We knew he had a crap draw when it came out, chat. We knew that his draw was bad. We thought maybe Bublik would be the problem in the next round, but Bublik didn't even make it to the next round, but then he didn't make it to the next round. Now Cilic will take on... Cilic is going to take on Munar, I think. Right? Yeah. Cilic, Munar, Koboli, Mensik. One of those guys is going to play probably Djokovic. So Djokovic's semi-final is open, unless he plays Mensik again. Actually, I want him to play Mensik. Mensik, Djokovic, quarterfinal rematch of Miami. That's what I want to see. Winner plays Sinner, maybe. But Cilic turns back the clock, and he gets the win. He was so impressive in the first 2 sets. And then Draper just serving second in the fourth. Did him in. All right. GG's. Lovely work by Marin Cilic. The veteran. The veteran champion. The veteran Grand Slam champion. All right. We are going to merge the streams. Sinner's got 5-1. He is cruising. Is Jannik Sinner. And he has been cruising. Nothing, even though all the carnage we've seen hasn't changed Sinner. Sinner is totally chill. But Draper out. Cilic takes out Draper. Number 4's out. Number 3 is out. The number 5 is hanging on by a thread. 1 and 2 are getting the job done. Number 6 did well. He did well today. 7 and 8 are gone. 9 is gone. I mean, it's brutal. Brutal Wimbledon for the seeds on the men and women's side. But, yeah. Draper gone. Cilic wins. He's in the 3rd round.